Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Well, as you can see, I'm here today, so to mean everything went well with us for the hurricane. We had great weather right throughout. It completely turned away from Houston, but the folks at the Louisiana, Texas border feel the brunt of it. But here in Houston, we didn't even get any rain as of yet. We didn't get any rain. We still had good sunshine and just usual hot weather. They say we're expected to get some rain today, but the rain chances keep diminishing where I am. Some other parts is going to get rain. So we got spared from Hurricane Laura. So we're doing good right here. So I was able to get on and do what I do. But it's a beautiful day here, and I'm getting to do my exercise. So good morning again. And for the first time listeners, this is Gregory Walls from Houston, Texas with his inspirational morning walk. This is Gregory Walls from Houston, Texas with his inspirational morning walk. I just get some exercise in the mornings and just share some thoughts with you guys as I'm getting my exercise to just give you a little bit of inspiration to get your day started, something positive to get your day started here. So today I'm going to get right into it. Today I just want to talk about leading by example. Today I want to talk about leading by example, right? The things we do. People, as leaders, people gonna more do what we say rather than what we do. We have to lead by example. Lead by example. So let's look at a few scriptures here that talks about leading. So a few quotes, a few famous quotes about by example, right? The first one, it says, "We expect our leaders to be better than we are, and they should be, or we are, or why are we following them?" It said, "We expect our leaders to be better than we are, and they should, or why are we following them?" That's by Pernell Bailey. Right? And the next one said, "As a leader or manager in your organization, you must start to behave in a manner that is congruent, which means in agreement with the behavior you expect for your employees. The top managers in any organization must model the behavior they desire for the rest of the company," right? They're saying, so if you're a manager, you need to model what type of behavior you want for your employees or your company. When I was in, lots of time I used to tell my employees, I could go into an organization, I could go into a particular office and know what type of leader they have just from how the employees are behaving. I can tell the type of leader, get a good idea what type of leader they have just from how they're behaving, because we as the leaders, we set the example, we set the tone, and whatever we do, people, what examples we set, people are most times are going to follow. And this one is by an anonymous person. It said, when you walk, what you talk, people listen. Say, when you walk, what you talk, people listen. That's by an anonymous person, right? And the next one by Erwin Federman said, your job gives you authority. Your job gives you authority. Your behavior earns you respect. Good morning, Tessa Hunt. Good morning. Good morning. So we're talking today about leading by example. Leading by example. So it said, people look at you. The great Walt Disney said, people look at you and me to see what they are supposed to be. And if we don't disappoint them, maybe, just maybe, they won't disappoint us. The great Walt Disney said that. He said, people look at you and me to see what they are supposed to be. And if we don't disappoint them, maybe, just maybe, they won't disappoint us, right? So, our kids, our children, look at us as their first example. Good morning, Ms. Cheryl Roberts. Thank you for watching. So, we're talking about leading by example. So our kids, by this quote by Mr. Walt Disney saying, people look at us to see what they are supposed to be, and if we don't disappoint them, maybe, just maybe, they wouldn't disappoint us, right? So, you know, our children look at us first to see what a man or what a woman should look like, right? And that's what he's saying. And if we give them a good example to follow, maybe, just maybe, they wouldn't disappoint us because they have a good example to follow, right? So, and that's hence that scripture that's saying, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is older, he will not depart from it. That's Proverbs 22:6, right? So if we give them a good example to follow, just maybe, they won't disappoint us because they have something proper to follow, and that scripture will come into play. You know, we train them up in the right way, and they and when they get older, will not depart from it, right? Because I see sometimes some parents might be smoking and drinking in front of the kids, and next thing you know, the child go to school and get in trouble for the same behavior they're seeing the parents doing at home, and then we beat them and we put them in punishment, and they get all this punishment, right? But where did they get that from, right? Where did they get that from? It's harder, it's easier to tell some people not to do something when you are not doing it and you lead them by example. And in some cases, we can do things for, have good intentions by doing certain things, but then it can still be not the really good example that you should lead in at that time. Let me explain. I always remember Arsenio Hall one time. I heard his interview years ago. Ms. Tracy Hamer, thanks for checking in. Mr. Arsenio Hall, the actor, comedian turned actor, will coming to America. He did a lot of movies. So he had already did a lot of great work, had a fairly successful career when he got his first child. I think it was his first child. But he said he was so excited about having his first child or first boy, one of the cases. Don't quote me on if it's the first or not. But remember, he was so excited about having this child. It was a boy. And he took some time off so he could spend a lot of time with his son and taking him to school and all his little games. He started to get involved in sports, and every little thing he was there taking him to, and, you know, enjoying the company of his son because, you know, he was really excited. So, but then I can't remember what his son said. What his son said, and then he realized that his son thinks this is what a man's supposed to do. A man isn't supposed to work. His son didn't know that he had a lot of money already and he had a lot of investments. He didn't need to go out every day to work, you know, but his son didn't know that. All the son grew up seeing him taking him around, and the son think this is how a man should be. And he said that thing took it resonated with him, and he said, you know what, I'm setting a bad example for him. He never see me work one day, and he think this is what a man should do. So he said he went back out to work, not because he needed the money at the time, just for his son to see, hey, this is not what a man do. A man go out and work and take care of his family, right? Because the old saying that we said, we will do things in moderation, and the people that is following us will do it in excess, right? Because his son never see him work a day in his life. So he said that's what a man does. A man just wake up every day and take his child around. So, you know, so he do that, was in good intentions, but then was a bad example, right? So so we just gotta be careful of that too. We might be doing some things with good intentions, right? So we got to be careful, right? So let's look at this quick scripture here that we're talking in Titus 2:6-8. Remember Titus did a lot of work with Paul, and then he went and sent him, I can't remember where they sent him to, but Paul was just writing him a letter to encourage him how to lead the people down there. So it said in Titus 2:6-8. So it's a similar. Encourage the young men to be self-controlled. In everything, set them an example by doing what is good. He said, in everything, set them an example by doing what is good. In your teaching, show integrity, seriousness, and soundness of speech that cannot be condemned, so that those who oppose you may be ashamed because they have nothing bad to say about you. So he was advising this young man, Titus, how to do it. He says, set a good example. Set a good example in your teaching. Show integrity, seriousness, and soundness of speech. so that it cannot be condemned. So anyone want to come and oppose you, they should have nothing bad to say about you, because you setting a good example, right? It's like you going to a smoking doctor or an overweight doctor, and this doctor telling you, you know what, your problem is you're overweight, you need to lose weight, and they're giving you a plan. They're giving you a plan to lose weight, and you're looking at them and say, man, why didn't you take your own advice, right? How easy it is for you to go to a doctor that is fit, look like he's in shape, and telling you your problem, you got to lose some weight, and showing you how he or she did it, and giving this plan and said, this worked for me. I used to be in your situation, but this worked for me, right? How easy it is for you to follow that plan from that doctor, other than the doctor who's smoking and more overweight more than you, and telling you you need to stop smoking and lose weight, right? It's a little easier with the person who's setting the better example, right? So that's what we're saying. We have to lead by example. Just be careful. Look at the things that we are doing. Look at the things that we're doing and see if it's a good example we're setting for the people around us, because they are more do what we do and not what we say, right? Marcy Wiles, good morning. They're more do what we do, especially we got young kids coming up. We're in leadership positions at the job. I know that used to frustrate me back when I was in corporate America. Your boss, when it comes to review time, they want to mark you hard and condemn you for some of the behaviors that they are doing. They got strict attendance policies and everything, and they're the one who is late every day and missing days because they want to spend time with their family and their children and going and support them in their recitals at school. But when you ask for some time off to go and do something with your family, they're telling you can't go and do it, and they want to bring out the policy and wave the policy in front of you, right? And you're saying, but you spending the time with your family, you doing all this stuff. When I want some time to do it, you're waving policy at me, right? So we're saying you got to lead by example. It's easier when we lead by example. Like, remember Mr. Zig Ziglar, one of the, so he was saying, he was writing a book trying to tell people how to be the best version of themselves, and they can do anything they want to do with positive thinking and all of that. But he said when he looked into the mirror, he was about 5'5", 200 pounds. He said, Zig Ziglar, you trying to tell people they can be the best version of themselves, but they're going to come one of those motivational speeches you go on. Someone is going to be brave enough to come and ask you if that's the best version of yourself. And why can you follow the things that you're telling us to do that we can achieve anything? Why you can't follow your own advice? And he said he had to go now. He wrote the book, he said. He printed the 25,000 copies, but he said he used that as motivation before he published it. He had to go and lose the weight and be the best version of himself before he can sell it to people and tell people how they can be the best version of themselves. Right, guys? So just let us lead by example. Lead by example, guys. And I think that's why Jesus had come, to show us, to give us a positive example how to live. Because we're saying all this stuff is so hard, it's impossible to do all these, follow all these rules. He come himself and show us and leave a great example for us. So those Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, that's the example where each, preacher, teacher, we all should model off of how he did it. And that's a great example that he set for us, guys. So I'm going to leave it right there today. And for the guys, then we had the hurricane did not affect us. We did not even get any rain from it. So we're blessed in this part of town, but other people on the Texas-Louisiana border, they did not fare so well. So thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys on Monday. So let's go on and lead by example, guys. Not what we say, but what we do. Have a great day. Goodbye.